Hey everyone, Andre here with Wings Mobile Detailing. For all of you detailing business owners that are feeling stagnant at your business, your detailing business, you feel like you feel stuck. You feel like you haven't been growing like you wanted to do, or perhaps you've grown a good amount for the past few years, but you remember in the first or second year in business how you were growing exponentially and now you feel stuck compared to how you used to be, or maybe you're just starting. So if you are feeling this way, this is the podcast for you. I'm gonna give you real life examples, and uh, not here to tell you that it is normal to feel that way, although it is, you'll feel it that way. Not to justify lack of action, but also to explain to you that maybe you're still in the right track. Maybe what you're doing is right, even though you're feeling that way. I'm not justifying no action for you to stop taking action and taking it easy, but just understand that that's part of the process in the entrepreneurship world.
Welcome to the Wings Mobile Detailing Business and Automotive Podcast, the only podcast that will guide you on how to start and grow six-figure companies. As our team expand from one business location to worldwide domination, you will get step-by-step insights from a millennial franchisor and franchise owner with your host, Andre Mezzalira.
As you may know, my name is Andre Mezzalira. I'm founder and owner of Wings Mobile Detailing franchise. Wings Mobile Detailing is a franchise operating in multiple states and cities, and for whomever wants to start their business in the automotive industry, obviously ideally mobile detailing, then we offer franchise opportunity for people, whoever wants to start or perhaps already have a business and wanting to continue. Jumping into back to your feeling of feeling stuck in your business, and you wanted to, perhaps you just wanted to listen to this podcast because you want to feel more motivated and less down on yourself, right? Because as an entrepreneur, if you're making, it doesn't matter if you're making $5,000 a month, if you're making $20,000 a month, if you're making $50,000 a month, if you're making $100,000 a month, the feeling of, hey, I feel stuck and not growing, it doesn't matter which income range you are making, which income range you are, you can still have that feeling. And if you're not in the high income range, like I mentioned, and when you get and you're having that feeling now, when you get up there, you're still gonna have that feeling. It's a normal feeling to feel stuck. It's a normal time for any business to go through where the business is not growing like it used to be, or it's going through a moment in time that you're not growing like you wanted to grow. A great book to read. First of all, reading books, the importance of reading books and staying self-development is one of the most important things. I would tell you, if you're not reading books, if you're not learning, if you're not growing your self-developing at least every single day, then I would say yes, you're definitely doing something wrong. And maybe that's why you're stuck. Maybe you do not have to be stuck. You don't have to have a bad month. Like Grinker don't like to say, some people have bad month, good month, good month, bad month, good month, bad month, and that is not the norm. And I don't want to come here and record a podcast and say as if that's normal, as if you should have good and bad month, good month and bad month. No, you should not. You should understand why you're having bad month. If you go out there to sell your services for a dealership, for example, you knock on the door, or you walk in a dealership and you get a no, which is normal. Out of 10 dealerships, perhaps 8 or 9 are gonna say no, I don't need your service. One's gonna say yes, but you still want to take responsibility and understand, why did I get the no? Could I have gotten a yes if I have devoted my time to learning how to sell? Yes, perhaps you could. That's how you convert more people. Same way you convert more clients. Same way that when you're creating an ad or doing marketing for your business, that's the same way you convert more clients, is knowledge. You knowing how to do that, how to improve yourself. Consequently, what's it going to happen? You're going to have more income in your business, and you're not going to feel stuck, because the reason you feel stuck is because of lack of money, right? You're not selling as many services. Or you could feel stuck. Perhaps you're making more money, a higher revenue, but you are spending more in your business, maybe back in your business, investing or spending more back in your business to grow your business, but your rate of spending is growing faster than the rate in which your business revenue is growing. So maybe that's something right there that you're doing wrong. And how can you do that right? Is by fixing it. How do you fix? Back again to the books, right? It can sound annoying a little bit, right? Oh, I'm here to actually learn from you, Andre. What's the real secret and magic here for me to not feel stuck anymore? I want to listen to this podcast, and tomorrow I want to apply whatever you told me and then get out of this feeling of stuck and go right ahead. If it was that easy, I'd be a lot richer. So I'll be real, because I could come here and talk on magical things. A great book to read is actually The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. That is an amazing book, because it actually makes you understand that, okay, this is part of the business. And now let me go over and talk to you guys who are reading, or to you guys who are always learning from the internet, and not wasting your time and really devoted to grow your business. You're not working 9 to 5, but you were working 12 hours a day, from detailing cars perhaps, or from home, or from whatever. You're devoted to your business. For you guys who were doing that and you're still feeling stuck, that's when great, that's normal. If you're going through a hard time in business, that's what I always thought early on in the business, when I had one location and 1 or 2 vans. I would be going through times, and you guys, I'm sure you guys go through that, where sometimes you go through times where it's a great month. You're going through a great time, and then other times you're going through a bad month, right? You're not doing as many clients, or you feel like the revenue, to me, stayed the same, but you're having problems with employees, for example. You can have problems with money, or money is good, but then you have problems with employees, never find one. When you're fully booked, you don't have enough people. Or sometimes when you fully booked, and you have enough people, but it's raining and you're not able to service. Or sometimes you have enough people, it's sunny, but you don't have clients. So these are the problems you're going to have through when you're going through. You're going to go through those times multiple times in a year. Not as many, but in a matter of 2 years. And what I say is that it is part of the business. Growth is not exponentially. Know this, growth is not a straight line up. Growth is a line going up steady, but with a lot of bumps in the line. I'm not sure if you guys have seen a stock market candlestick or the actual stock market graph. It's not a straight line. No, success is not a straight line, right? But you can make the line more smooth if you're learning, which you already are. And so your line is still going to be bumpy. What I used to think before is I would be worried in the beginning few years of business. I would personally be worried when I was going through the good month or the good quarter or the good 6 months, So let's say if I've been going through a very good quarter, 3 months or so, where everything was working great. The weather has been great in the detailing business, obviously. So the weather has been great. I'm getting clients, and the helpers and employees are all doing fantastic work, no complaints, and they're able to service all the clientele that I have coming in, and money's good and everything. When I was going through that time, that quarter of everything going good, that's when I worried. Interesting, and maybe that's not the right way to think, because then it may feel like I'm always I'm living my life worried, right? But not well. That's entrepreneurship, right? You gotta suck it up. That's how it is. But if you get excited out of that feeling of, man, I'm worried, but I know it's gonna be all right, and wanna work towards that with excitement, then entrepreneurship is for you. But if that worrying like that, even though nothing bad is happening, you're going through good times, but you're still worried and devoted, and that moment you're still excited and motivated, then maybe you have the gut to go through and be a successful entrepreneur. So that's more about defining who you are. But back to it, I was feeling worried when good times, because I know that the challenging times would come. And no matter who you are, everybody tends to have this way of approaching things. If you're going through a long time of things going on great and everything is going good, consequently, no matter who you are, if it's going through a long time of successes and wins and wins and wins, consequently, you're gonna let your foot off the throttle a little bit, get a little bit comfortable. Let's put it that way. Some people get a lot more comfortable, right? Some people get a lot more comfortable when things are bad. That's even worse. That's like free fall. But no matter, everybody gets a level of comfort and takes the foot off the gas when things are going great. And what do you do when you take the foot off the gas? The car slows down, or is going just steady in neutral, just going the same speed. But in business, there's no such thing as going the same speed. You're either going forward or you're going back. You can feel like you're going the same speed. You can feel like, oh, everything's going great. I left my foot off the gas now a little bit. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel the car slowing down. Then, for letting the foot off the gas, maybe 2, 3, or 4 months later, but you're going to feel it. Right? Even if you work your ass off and your foot on the gas, you're still going to go through challenging times, because these challenging times, which are times that you're feeling stuck right now, maybe it's going over more than a quarter, more than 6 months, perhaps a year of feeling stuck. These challenging times are the times that's going to take you to the next step. That's part of the growth. And if you feel like, oh, but I've been feeling this way, stuck for a long time. I am doing all the work, but I'm feeling stuck, and like the business is not growing like it used to be. And it's been a year that the business is not growing like it used to be. So that's a long time. Let me tell you, this is not a long time. 1 year is not a long time. Most successful business, we only see glamours of super wealthy, huge billion-dollar businesses now, and we see those businesses and even mentors that you have, real mentors, right? That is on the internet, real people with real businesses, real successful businesses. If you follow these people, which you should have mentors. You should have people, but make sure you choose the right ones. If you follow these people, at first it may seem like, they grew in a straight line. They are 30 years in business, and they are super successful in 30 years, and you're 5 years in business perhaps. And you look at these people, you may think, okay, they grew in a straight line. They didn't go through a year of barely any growth and receiving this amount of money that you're receiving. And I'm putting all the work, right? But trust me, they have, and not a year of feeling stuck and not going anywhere. They have this feeling of feeling like that, stuck, stagnated. The business is not going for 2 or 5 years. All this time, and I know And I know people, I follow mentors that I haven't personally met. I will tell you an example. Andy Frisella. Andy Frisella is a great example of a guy who has a huge supplement business in the product industry, and that industry has its problems like any other industry has. Service businesses, whatever, it doesn't matter. And he's been living on minimum wage, barely couldn't make ends meet for 15 years. For 15 years. I mean, I couldn't even. Maybe you would have given up by the 5th year, right? Of feeling stuck, right? And for 15 years, imagine on year 10th and year 12th, and still pushing. And then he broke out, that's what we call it, success overnight, right? And then the 20th year or so was really going speed up to the growth, right? Now it feels like the line was then going linear and just straight line ahead, up, straight up. But it needed that impulse of the line, staying down there and up and down, up and down, up and down for years, not a year, not 2 years, for 15 years. That's part of it, guys. It's part of it. What matters is that line is gonna go up eventually. Keep the hustle. Keep learning new ways. Keep learning ways to leverage, and learning each time. Even if you want to leverage from a business that's already has a good foundation, so that you go ahead in your success. You expand ahead in your success. You give up your fear and your selfishness, and you want to leverage from, let's say, a franchise like Wings Mobile Detailing, and you want to get on the right vehicle that okay, this vehicle has proven success, so I know that if I do the work using the Wings method, I'm going to succeed, then that's the way to go, right? But keep doing what you're doing, and the success is going to come. If you don't, now this podcast is not for this good that I'm saying, this reward that I'm bringing up doesn't apply to those who are not doing the work, who is taking off on weekends. Every weekend you're taking off. This is a battle. Business to win big is a battle. You can't win millions, have $1 million business, and again, if you're not accelerating, you're going back. Remember that. There's no such thing as always going on neutral in business. Eventually, you're gonna fall. So you're always steady or going back, and maybe you'll feel that later when it's too late. But if you're not accelerating on the throttle, if you're not self-developing, if we're not to learn to do the right things the right way, right? Taking the vehicle to the right place. If you're not doing that constantly, if you are taking every weekends off, every time traveling, spending money, but not only spending money, but your time, which is more valuable even, then all the other businesses that is surrounding you, those businesses that have the foot on the gas on weekends every single day, they're going to pass you. They're going to pass you far, and while you're gonna be going back. So you better get it straight. If he defines if entrepreneurship, if this hard time is good for, if you have the tenacity to just go through these hard times and still be, even though sad, even though not feeling motivated during this time, because you can feel motivated when you're really feeling like you're not going. But regardless of that, you're still putting in the work. You're still, even if you have 1% or motivation, but you're doing the work regardless, and you're doing that thing that what you need to do, which everybody knows what they need to do if they learn, then it's just a matter of time for you to grow. And the time is defined, a lot of it is defined by you taking smart actions, right? That's what defines time, because you can take 30 years for you to really then, okay, now I'm growing, because maybe you've been hustling and going hard these 30 years, but not taking smart actions, not applying the money the right way, not getting the right vehicle, perhaps in the right industry, or whatever it may be. You're still going to succeed, but it's going to take a lot more time. The best thing here, the real magic here is, okay, what do I have to do to succeed, right? I already covered in this podcast is you really actually getting to do the work by learning, by reading books, by working on weekends. Okay, but now number 2 is shorten that time. It's not a shortcut, it's just shortening that. Being smart. And how do you be smart aside from reading books? You apply what you read in the books, you apply what you listen to the podcast, you went to the right vehicle and you apply that, and you can get there much faster. And getting a result that it would take you perhaps 20 years, it might take 5 years. And how I know that is because I do know detailing businesses, especially those who've gotten into Wings Mobile Detailing franchise. So before, we have franchise owners who used to own their own detailing business. They had 1 van, 2 vans before. They were in the 2nd year of their detailing business and always feeling stuck and not growing. And then that's what pushed them to, okay, I feel like I'm going to be stuck having this feeling. It's going to take too long, because it's been 2 years, 3 years and still not going. I don't want to take the chance and wait for the 4th year. So they, invest in a franchise and grow exponentially comparing, in a matter of a year, or grow exponentially comparing to where they knew they would have been stuck, right? So that is a great way, and that's what happens. That's what happens in detailing businesses out there for feeling stuck. They just don't get in that vehicle that's going to take them where they know they're going to get anyways. Yes, they would get in there anyways, but in much shorter period of time. That's a smart decision, and that takes guts. That takes guts to do, because businesses, if a lot of detailers out there are open-minded and they go after their hustlers, but they're also in this industry. There are a lot of detailers and people who are self-employed, owns their own small business, and they put a nice name on the business, and they work hard. They're hustlers, but they are more closed-minded, where they are selfish and they want to their own name. They want to protect that name. Say, oh, I got a good name going for me. What does it matter if you have a good name but it's not profitable? You're not growing like a big business. Go big, right? Grow big. That's what businesses are for. It's going to take the same amount of effort. It's going to take the same amount of stress to go small as it is to go big. But they don't want to do it because they want to protect the little thing, the little name, something so that doesn't really matter, right? Let's just put it lightly. And those are the people that gets hit hard the most, right? People who are thinking small. Why? Because again, if you're not pressing on the accelerator on the throttle, you're going back. And you can go back as far as 0, right? And that's why a lot of people go there after a while, because they don't want to take the next step. They don't want to not only think big, but they want to be in their small-minded growth. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope this genuinely helps you guys, detailers out there. And if you have any questions, ask us questions on Instagram. We are on Wings Mobile Detailing. You can ask questions over there. You can follow us there on Wings Mobile Detailing YouTube channel as well. We post videos on detailing and some podcasts that are on videos as well. So thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to leave a review on iTunes if you're listening to this on iTunes.